Welcome to the Drag Factor Season 3 Finals. We have a crazy episode ahead. 3 finalists left: Daisy Darling, Dan McMahon, and Lemon LaCroix. They are competing for 100 makeup, rhinestone prize pack, and 2 paid gigs. Plus, all our 3 finalists will never have to compete again and will be a part of our judging pool and will be coming back as a judge next season. Now let's get to the main stage and see their performances.
Okay. Diamond, are we ready? Calling to the stage our first performer of the night. Put your hands together for Dan Ryan McMahon.
Sounding okay? I'll be honest, fellas, it was sounding great, but I could have used a little more cowbell. So, let's take it again.
how you practice with that cowbell, probably alone in your room, just like bang, 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 because it was hitting right, the right parts of the song. So kudos to you, that was really funny.
Yes! Okay, so I put camp to the fucking max because that was so funny and you never stopped. And that like shows that you worked hard on that mix. And I don't know if you know this, but there's a huge trend of cloud things on YouTube right now. And so you're in trend and you don't even know it.
I thought you did amazing. I love the cowbell prop. It was awesome. You did amazing. Yeah. I don't know. Everything else. Oh! I love your prop work. I'm basically copying also what Spencer and Diamond already said, because I wrote prop work, and I also thought about blue skies, because I'm obsessed with blue skies right now, I guess because it's trending, and I'm also really mad that that doesn't, what did I also, this is just a random fun thing. Has anyone ever seen the Beach Boys ever perform? There's like one of them that like intensely claps, and you were just channeling all of that energy, and it was amazing.
Thank you, Dan McMahon!
Daisy Darling! Daisy Darling! Yes, holy shit. I put so much energy, knows every word, and damn that back bend. Bish. Girl, I was living for every moment of that mix. That was amazing.
I have to agree. I think that was the best performance I've ever seen you do ever. I think you hit every single beat. You had a move for them. I think you did a really good job at using the stage. I love when people use the stage. It's one of my things that I like to see. So good job, Daisy. You did amazing this round.
So I just want to say you commanded my attention. Like seriously, you gave me so much energy, and I was living for every second. And I put in a exclamation, the back bend, because it was just so good. Like seriously, you did amazing. I wrote on the exact same thing. Literally, it literally said stage, literally said head, literally said back bend in heels, and I don't feel like people really understand. Okay, this really needs to stop. Okay, I think people really don't understand how hard a backbend in general in heels also is, because that's really hard, and not a lot of even gymnasts because that takes like a lot of courage and a lot of trust in yourself to go backwards and just fall, because you have to literally just fall and trust that you are going to catch yourself. So that was amazing.
Thank you, Daisy darling. Let's give it up for our third performer of the night. Put your hands together for Lemon LaCroix.
Sweet as pie and tough as leather. And that's 6 expressions more than all them barrels put together. Instead of just kicking me, why don't they give me a lift? Well, it must be a plot, because they're scared that I got such a gift. Yeah. Well, I'm miffed, 'cause I'm the greatest star. I am by far. But no one knows it. Wait, they're gonna hear a voice, a silver flute. They'll hear each toot. Hey, that figure's terrific. When I expose it. Now can't you see to look at me that I'm a natural? It's cool, I just feel I've so much to offer. Hey, listen, kid, I know I'd be divine because I'm a natural golfer. Some ain't got it, not a lump. I'm a great big clump of talent left. They'll bend in half. Did you hear a story about the traveling salesman? 1,000 jokes around 40 jokes. 1,000 faces. I reiterate. When you're gifted, then you're gifted. These are facts. I got rights to the hey, ready to blind in all of the world. So far, I'm the greatest star. You think beautiful girls are gonna stay in style forever? I should say not. Any minute now they're gonna be out. Finished. Then it'll be my turn. Who is the pip with pizzazz? Who is as glamorous as? Who's an American beauty rose with an American beauty nose and 10 American beauty toes? Eyes on the target and wham! One shot, one gunshot and bam! Hey, Mr. Keeney! I'm the greatest star. I am by far, but no one knows it. That's why I was born. I blow my horn. Till someone knows it. I'm not a lie. I'm bigger than flare. All the world's gonna stare. Looking down, you'll never see me. Try to sky coast down, don't be me. I can make them cry. I can make them sigh. Someday they'll clamor for my drama. Have you guessed yet? Who's the best yet? If you ain't, I'll tell you one more time. You bet I work so hard. I am the greatest,
Lemon LaCroix, everybody! Lemon, you turned it out again. I love the mix. I think your words were perfect. I love the look. It totally went with the song, I feel like. I think everything was put together and really planned out. I'm gonna pass the mic to Diamond.
Holy crap, I could not believe how fast those words were going. And you knew every single one, bitch. Like, literally, I could not look away. It was amazing.
So I wrote down, you have such a polished look, like you look amazing. Also, you have the perfect amount of camp too, which I love campy drag. And also, you just command the stage, like, you know, every single word. And I just, seeing you perform for a while, this is one of my favorite performances of yours ever. You did amazing.
One, that's like one of my all-time favorite songs and my all-time favorite movies. If you have not seen Funny Girl, starring Barbara Streisand, you need to go home tonight. Do not pass go. You do not get $200 because you have not seen this movie. You need to go home and watch this movie because it's like the greatest musical ever written. It's beautiful, it's amazing. Barbara Streisand doesn't just sing all the songs from the musical either. She also sings stuff that was added because Fanny Bryce literally sang some of those songs in the Follies. It's like the movie is perfection. Perfection. Your performance was amazing too. You really commanded attention. The only thing I want to do.
Oh, she's running.
He's coming. Okay.
And that's where you should have ended your number. Because you're like on stage, you're there, you're beautiful. There's a little more light there too, just so everyone knows if all the other performers are listening. And you just like, and then plus with the background right now too, with this song, it literally just like, it made me cry almost.
Now wasn't that so exciting? These performers worked so hard on those YouTube copyright-friendly numbers. Worked boo the house down Factor Henny. Yes. Now let's move on to their next numbers. Best Drag. Time for the ending battle. The lip sync for your factor.
Lip sync for your life, like we do at the end of all the finals. We are doing a battle where they individually get a small clip of a song and it will constantly rotate through them. So, if you like someone, give them a lot of cheers, because that also helps us know who's doing good too, okay? So we're gonna get this started. Are you guys ready? The time has come for you to lip sync for your factor. Get it? Get it?
Darling.
And feeling like P. Diddy. Glasses on out the door. I'm gonna hit the city. Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. Cause when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back. I'm talking back. Clothes, boys blowing up my bones. Drop top and then I play brick CDs. When I took the parties, trying to get a little bit tipsy. Don't stop.
McMahon. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. But when I see you hanging about with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry. It's not unusual to go out at any time. Such a crime. If you should ever want to be loved by anyone, it's not unusual, it happens every day. Lemon LaCroix.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. Work it harder, better, faster.
Hey, those kids out, it's your last chance to get this kid.
Daisy Darling. Brad McMahon. Sweat, baby, sex is a Texas drop me and you do it. About, so put your hands down my pants and I'll bet you'll feel nuts. Yes, I'm sister, yes, I'm Peter, and you're getting 2 thumbs up. thinks she's an actress, but she ain't got no need. She's got money from her parents in a trust fund back east. Tongues always pressed to your cheeks, while my tongue is on the inside of some other girl's teeth. You tell your boyfriend if he says he's got beef that I'm a vegetarian and I ain't fucking scared of him.
Daisy, darling. Bring the action.
When you have some in the club, you're gonna turn the shit up. You're gonna turn the shit up. You're gonna turn the shit up. When we up in the club, all eyes on us. All eyes on us. All eyes on us. See the boys in the club, they watching us. They watching us. They watching us. Everybody in the club, all eyes on us. All eyes on us. All eyes on us.
I wanna scream and shout, and scream and shout, and let it out. We say no, we are. We say no, we are. I wanna scream and shout, and let it all out. And scream and shout, and let it out. We say no, we are.
You are now rocking with Will I Am in. Grand McMahon.
Malfunction as well. Everything seems to be okay, and we think the laptop will continue on to the next Drag Factor season as well. I just want to say, in the history of any Drag Factor, that lip sync was sickening, wasn't it?
Yeah! That was the best.
Diamond Delicious comes up with a whole lot of crazy ideas, right? All day long. Diamond is messaging me with some crazy ass idea, and this crazy ass idea worked
It's called marijuana.
Ain't that the truth? Okay, so I think you guys, I want you to mingle in the crowd for about 5 minutes because we have a hard job to do right now. We need to deliberate for a minute. We counted up all your votes, and you guys, this is a really, really close race. But there can only be one winner, but you're all getting cash money anyway, so it really doesn't matter, am I right?
I also want to remind everyone that because these three beautiful people made it to the finals, they all get to be judges next season.
This is the worst part of the whole fucking season, I swear to God, because somebody, everyone, honestly though, you guys are all winners. And last season, I had a whole heartfelt thing where I cried, so I'm gonna try to not cry tonight. But seeing everyone here and you guys coming time after time again every month to just see your friends and support them, you have no idea how much this means to everyone in the audience that you're here to support us, because even me and Diamond have been doing this for however many seasons we've been doing it. This is definitely the best season we could have ever asked for, am I right? Yeah! Thank you all for coming time and time again. They've been here 3 times each now. So they drove their asses all the way to West Chicago to do this shit for you. So one more time for them, please. Now comes down to the time where we are gonna crown actually everybody gets a crown, everybody gets a prize. Nobody's really a loser here at all. And honestly, they've all won twice to get to where they are now. So, I'm sorry, this is the 3rd time, but give them one more time. Diamond, I'm gonna give you the microphone. This is your job.
Hey. Okay, so starting with 3rd place. Can I get a round of applause or drum roll? Thank you. Sorry. And in 3rd place, we have Dan McMahon! Dan McMahon will be coming back next season for a judging spot, so make sure you come and see. Dan, do you want to say something?
Decriminalize drugs.
Don't forget to follow Dan McMahon, yo. Okay, can I get another drum roll? And 2nd place is my daughter Daisy Darling! Oh no! Give it up for Daisy Darling! She will also be coming back to judge next season, so please come and see her. I should have installed clips, girl. Okay, everybody give it up for Daisy! And that means our winner is Lemon LaCroix! I'll be your clip. Yes! She is going home with $100 and a bunch of fucking makeup. And you can come back and see her judge almost half of the season next season, so don't forget that. And also...
What?
Lemon will be here twice, and our other judges will be here once. So, come out, support season 4.
Don't forget September 13th.
Yes, and thank you, Drug. Do not forget to buy my album on September 13th on iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, everywhere except for SoundCloud.
Thank you all for coming. We have a photo booth set up, so if you want some cute headshots, let me know. I'm Give it up for our performers and our judges one more time! Lemon LaCroix takes the crown!
Do a victory lap, bitch. Do a victory lap. Let them eat it. Eat it all. Yes, get in there, Lemon.
Welcome to our Tic Tac dinner. With us tonight.
No Tic Tacs.
No Tic Tacs. With us tonight we have fellow drag king, Dan McMahon. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm ashamed there's no Tic Tacs. My breath kind of smells.
Same here. It's been a really long night.
I feel like even if we had Tic Tacs, I would pick some fruity ass flavor like dreamsicle or something.
That's why.
You would.
Yeah.
You would.
You gotta keep it fruity.
True that. So Dan,
Our third place winner.
for this season, the Drag Factor, and I just want to say, I am so proud to just even know you in general.
Same.
Because I think there's not a lot of drag kings. We all have known this. You know, they're just it's not doesn't even come close to a comparison. But seeing seeing kings come out and seeing their performances and their numbers, it gives me motivation, and you know, I just have a creative spark every time I see you perform, which I think is probably what would be the equivalent of if Diamond saw a drag queen, you know, but I never really had that. I started going to shows that were all queens, and then I started seeing kings come up, and just, you inspire me. You're very, very amazing. So thank you for doing this season of the Drag
For
Factor.
real. You have always been one of my favorite kings besides Lenka.
Thank you.
I can never replace it. That's who's your drag husband.
It is. I can't. But out of our drag family, I have never been so entertained. Like literally every time I watch you, I'm just like I can't look away. Like I'm trying to write down on my board, and I'm like, I'm gonna miss something. I'm gonna miss something funny. He's doing hard palpitations.
I'm gonna miss more prop comedy.
He's doing heart palpitations. Slice in the part of the video where Dan's doing the heart palpitations. Yeah, so tell us about how, I don't know, when you come up with a mix, what inspires you? What gives you ideas? What do you
what gets your groove going?
Usually, I feel like meme culture in general and internet culture in general has inspired like so many of my mixes. It's honestly just like I find a really funny sound clip on YouTube and I'm like, how can I like splice this in a song? What can I wear for that song? What props? Because I don't know. Prop comedy just seems to get people going.
Oh, totally.
They're like
you went the extra mile.
They're like, what did you just pull out of your pants? Like, what's happening?
Prop king of the season for sure. There was like a test dummy, like there was a cowbell, there was McDonald's, and damn it,
that
brought it all
that
to
you were
Drag
playing
Factor.
with your
the melodica.
Yeah.
It's basically a tiny keyboard you blow air into. Like
I'm waiting
no,
for like.
because I picked that up because I was like, I love The Office. Like that's why I picked it for the Netflix finale, and I was like, what is that like sound? Like what is that like? Yeah, like the main melody of that sound, and it's a melodica. That's what it is.
I never even put that together into the piece, but I love that now.
Oh, I got that right
That makes
away.
it makes even 10 times better.
Oh, for real. Oh my god, wait. That's the melody. Oh my god. Oh my god. It
So
was
cool.
Genius. Genius.
Would you recommend other kings doing this show?
Definitely.
I want your honest answer.
The honest answer is yes, absolutely. Well, because I do all sorts of contests in the city. I did Drag Survivor. I placed third in that. We're placing third here. We're just the king of thirds. But I've done all sorts of contests in the city, and I feel like it's very hard, especially on baby kings, to like get yourself out there and grow, because people, especially with venues like this is no shade at any venue, but definitely with shows like Roscoe's, Drag Race, definitely with Charlie's, which is very a queen-centered bar. It's just like people. It's not even the performers. It's just that the people in general. That's not what they really want to see. That's not what they expect to see. Some people don't even know what drag kings are. Like my mom didn't know what a drag king was until I started doing it.
And that is so common. You're
right.
right.
So I feel like this show definitely gives like it's very fair when it comes to judging because it doesn't focus on, oh, are you wearing nails, are you padded? It's focused more on, am I entertained right now? Which is, I feel like, is the most important part of drag. Like,
for real.
That's where we started this from.
We're queer clowns. If you're not entertained, then we're doing a very bad job.
For real. It's not just about the makeup and the attire. It's all about the personality too. Like, you give it every performance.
Yeah.
It's amazing to watch. It's beautiful.
I was very proud. And actually, the first episode you were in, correct, on this season, or was it the
No,
second?
I did the last season. What do you mean?
No, so when there was 3 kings, there was 3
Oh yes,
kings.
when you were competing against your drag stuff.
That's right.
Yes, and that was so cool for me. It was 3 kings and 3 queens, and I was like, I don't think I've ever been to a competition show like this.
Yeah.
And from that moment, I was like, damn, this could be really, really good for drag kings just in general. And so, thank you.
Stay tuned.
We
for...
like inclusive. Wait.
We like to be exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. We like to be inclusive to everyone.
Stay tuned for Drag Factor Season 4, 3 Kings, 3 Queens.
Yeah.
It's all teams. It's like
we do kings versus queens.
It's like when they first did All Stars and it's really bad.
Pairing everyone up. Do you have any advice for oncoming competitors for next season? I don't know why I said competitors.
Do that again.
Oncoming competitors.
Do you have any advice for oncoming competitors for next season?
Yeah, I would say just do whatever's fun to you. Like, don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to do prop comedy if you don't like props. Don't try to wear the highest heels or the thickest pads if that's not what you're into. Just come in here and do what you really like to do because that always comes out to the audience that you really like what
That
you're
is
doing.
so freaking true. Like, when you feel it, we feel it.
Right.
Like, I can't push that enough. Literally, that is like the best advice
Literally,
ever.
just if you want to, I dented that cowbell actually on both sides.
Yes!
But if you want
I
to,
knew it. I was like,
if you want to come in and smack the shit out of a cowbell, smack the shit out of a cowbell, and you'll go far.
For real. For real.
You'll place third.
And for real, okay, side note, really quick. With the cowbell, did you really practice that at home?
Oh,
with
I
the
love
beats?
that song, Mr. Blue
With the
Sky.
beats? Uh-huh.
Yeah, so when I was originally making that mix, because that mix is from the SNL skit with, what's his name? He talks like this, and he's very punctual.
Oh,
Steve, it's not Steve Buscemi. What the fuck am I saying Steve Buscemi? What's his name?
I don't even know.
The SNL skit with Needs More Cowbell.
Yeah.
The actor's name always flips me.
I'm the worst with names anyway.
Yeah.
Cue the video where it's from.
Yeah. Oh, it's Will Ferrell. Thank you, mysterious voice in the background.
It's not Will Ferrell. No, it's the guy
Chris
from.
Walken.
Huh?
Christopher
Christopher Walken. It's Christopher Walken.
Yes! Find all the answers in the
Will
draft.
Ferrell's the one with the cow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Christopher Walken. Thanks, guys. But when I was making that mix, that original skit is "Don't Fear the song is "Don't Fear the Reaper" because it has this very prominent, like, annoying cowbell in it. But like, "Don't Fear the Reaper" is not an upbeat song. It's not something you can dance to.
Mm-hmm.
So I switched it with "Mr. Blue Sky," which is one of my favorite songs because it's got that cowbell in it, that very prominent, like,
Yes.
like
yes.
over after every chorus.
Yeah, that was so cool.
That cowbell, I didn't see it coming, by the way, either. Like, you started banging it, and I was like,
Get pants with deep pockets.
and you went full on with it. The whole song, it was like epic.
Yeah, and at the end, I could tell it was like almost tiresome after how hard you were hitting it, and you were just like, there was like a 2-second pause, and then you were just like, again. And I was like, oh my god! That's when everybody, I bet you everybody in the video goes,
Yeah.
So this has been Dan McMahon, Tic Tac Time with no Tic Tacs, and the Drag Factor Season 3. Dan, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We
You're
can't
very
wait to
welcome.
have you back on our panel.
I get to judge. I've always wanted to judge Baby Kings. Yay!
Actually, it really sucks. Judging is so hard.
Oh,
It's
I know.
stupid,
So
and I
hard.
hate it. But I never win anything, so I run my own competition.
That's literally.
I will be the honest tea.
I've also never won anything. That's why I'm doing my own show at Mary's Attic.
Oh, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Tell me, please. Can you tell me about the new show that you have going on?
Well, it is not the first All King show, but it is the first monthly All King show.
Very cool.
In the city of Chicago. It's called King's Corner.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because that's the thing. Tenderoni is trying to start up so many shows, but he's just such a big icon. He's in Alaska. He's in Bloomington Pride Festival. He can't do a monthly show and keep up with that because he's just such a big name. So Tenderoni is definitely trying doing a bunch of All King shows. I know they were trying to do All King shows for each lesbian events, but it never worked out because of they wanted to make sure that everybody was getting paid a good amount.
Yeah.
But this is the first ever monthly All King show in the city of Chicago.
Yeah. How exciting!
It's called King's Corner. You can catch it the first Friday of every month at Mary's Attic.
I'll be there for the first one.
I placed third. I get some shameless self.
Yes. Hello and welcome to this Tic Tac session with no Tic Tacs. Drag Factor behind the scenes. Here we have Daisy
Season
Darling,
3.
second place of season 3. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic. This show is just always my favorite, and it's such an honor to finally make it to the finals.
Yes.
Second.
How does it feel to never have to compete again?
I'm very excited to be a judge. And I mean, I love performing at this show. So
if you didn't know, well, you probably already heard in the beginning of this video, but all of the finalists get to be judges next season. No one goes home empty-handed here. If you compete and you make it that far, you get prizes.
Now, Daisy, you have done this before this season.
Yes.
Correct? How many times?
I've done all 3 seasons at this point.
What do you feel was the most different this season compared to the last ones?
This season was almost like a different show. It was so much fun. Every single show, I just felt like I came out of it saying, this was the best show I've ever been in. This is the best show I've ever been in. And it's just gotten better and better. You guys are doing such cool things with this show.
Well, thank you so much. And congratulations on a second place win.
Yes.
Thank you. Really, honestly, everyone who's done this whole competition, I feel like this season has impressed the fuck out of me.
Oh,
Every single
totally.
one.
Everyone's
I almost hate the fact that it's even a competition because people are so good. But the fact of competition brings a crowd and a camaraderie of people, and I feel like this season, especially the Drag Factor, if people may have come and voted for every single person there because they were just there and they had done this time and time again.
Yeah. And honestly, I think this is our 3rd finale, and I feel like this was the toughest one to judge.
Hands down.
You
everything.
all brought it so hard. As I was saying, all the risks you took, I was so proud of you. If you guys didn't know, this is our drag partner. I was so proud of you. You have come so far from where you started, and to take risks like that, like eating a cupcake and maybe fucking up your makeup.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's those things show, especially in a competition, based on other really talented people trying to win this grand prize. Everyone is going to pull the stunts, and you just went that extra mile. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I honestly feel like the Drag Factor, those are always the shows where I grow the most.
Oh, yes, and I see it.
Definitely.
Totally.
They're so much fun.
And you can go back and look at where you came from in the first season and now come back and look at this. It's gonna be so awesome.
It was kind of cool because one of the songs that I did in the final lip sync, the Britney Spears song, that was the first ever song I performed in drag, and it was this dress.
Yes.
So it was a little full circle.
Full circle.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh, you looked gorgeous tonight.
Thank you.
It was so good. Do you have any advice for people wanting to try doing the Drag Factor and competing next season?
Be creative. That's the biggest part of the show. I feel like anybody who comes with a really funny mix, a really creative mix, or props. So many people use props in the show. It's always amazing. Creativity is key for this show. I feel like just have fun. Push yourself.
Well, thank you for sitting down with us for our Tic Tac dinner with no Tic Tacs.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you doing this season, and we can't wait to see you next season hosting, sitting on the panel, and seeing who can be the next winner of the Drag Factor.
Yes.
Hi, my leg hurts. And
Welcome.
who are you?
I'm Diamond Delicious, and welcome to the Drag Factor's first Tic Tac dinner with no Tic Tacs.
No Tic Tacs and no dinner, but what we do have is the winner of the Drag Factor this season, Lemon LaCroix.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, Lemon. So one thing I want to ask you is, out of every number that you've done this season, which one was your favorite?
I think my favorite number has to be my first number, which was Sexy from the Miko soundtrack.
Oh my god, it was so funny. And I love the whole clown look, like the blue and the pink, killed it. The thing that I instantly thought when I saw your makeup that night is I was like, oh my god, you literally look like the pigments in the first Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette, like to the T. Like,
That's T.
Oh, I loved it.
Thank you.
It was
Sorry.
No, go.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just felt like I was, like, really struggling for, like, an outfit, and then my friend Dinah was, like, I messaged her, I'm like, holy shit, wait, you have this, right? And, like, that's one of my favorite numbers to perform, just, like, in general. I usually like to, like, switch out what kind of, like, what it says at the end, like, I'm a sexy, like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I just switched it out to whatever I want to be dressed as.
It was great. I loved it. I think that whole entire performance in general was just like so well rehearsed. Like the whole turning around and like restarting, like that was adorable. I loved it.
Thank you so much.
Now, Lemon, where do you live?
So I live right outside of Chicago. I'm in Park Ridge, so that's like in between like Rosemont, Des Plaines, Miles, you know, any of these.
Okay,
yeah.
So my question is, I know you do multiple shows in Chicago.
Yes.
Comparative to this show in the suburbs, do you think, you know, what's the differences? What do you like about being in the suburbs? You know, what was cool about a suburban show?
My favorite thing about this was literally how the people just like come every single month.
Mm-hmm.
Like that literally is just like crazy to me how like loyal people are to this show. It's like I feel like it was like a journey where I went with these people rather than just like, oh, I showed up to this show and I did well. Oh, I showed up again and I did well. It was like I like went through this like evolution. Like I feel like my drag has even just changed a lot in the last 4 months. That like I feel like people could see that I've grown.
Oh yeah, totally. I remember, well, obviously we were just talking about your first performance, but from that moment, like I could see the development. This night tonight was just like, holy shit! How did you like blow up so fast? Like you grew so much in such a little time, and that first performance was already amazing. So like, I couldn't believe that it got better every time. It was great.
Thank you so much.
What's funny about tonight is you were third in the lineup out of the 3 contestants, and so I had announced the 2 contestants before you, and then I went to your turn and heard the crowd roar of your name, and that, I don't want to say like I called it at that moment, but I knew that crowd, whether they came with you or for you, they liked your look automatically as soon as you walked in, and I was like, wow, damn, that first roar, I was like, this is something to think about. I made a mental note the moment it happened. So, congratulations on a good win. Thank you for coming to the Drag Factor. Would you recommend this competition for your friends? For people you know?
What are your what's the word I'm looking for next season? People coming in, like advice.
Newcomers. Oh yeah, give us some advice.
I would say like meet your audience because those are the people that like I said, they come every single month. You gotta know these people because they care and they want to see you grow.
Mm-hmm.
They're here to support you if you come and like, talk to them and support them.
Yeah, totally. It's so much more than just like showing up to a show and doing your numbers and doing good. It has so much to do with the people who are so in love with this and dedicate coming every single month. And when you give that extra bit, it feels to them like you've given them more than what they've even paid for. So that alone, like, follows through. And we saw it in the tickets. Like, it made sense. Everything that happened tonight was because you worked for it, you know?
And you worked hard, and congratulations. Once again, this is Lemon LaCroix, the winner of the Drag Factor.
Season 3!